So first, quickly, what I'll do is let me create a table. So in my gens of SQL, let me set the schema for the entire session. Done. Okay, so I'll create one column table quickly. Create column table. I'll give the table name as something tst underscore emp. Okay, I'll create some fields here like employee id. Let me give it as integer. Let me give it as primary key. Then ename, I'll give it as varchar of 20. Then I'll create another field like department number integer. Then I'll say salary. Okay, let me give this also as what integer of something, what the integer, I'll give it as what integer. Then, or let me give the salary as something decimal of something 15 comma 2. So this is a table available. Let me create the table. Oh, I got error. Why I got error? Line 1 column 1.
Sridhar, we are not able to hear you. Are you in mute?
Here my voice is not audible. Yeah, is it fine now? Praveen, is it fine now? Okay. Yeah, correct. So I gave semicolon there. So this is the table I'm trying to create. I'll say F8. The table got created. Okay, so in the gens of SQL, the table is created with the name what tst underscore what emp. The table name is what tst underscore emp is the table name, and this is the definition of the table, which has got 4 columns. Now let me quickly create the data. Praveen, is it fine now? Hello.
Sridhar, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you, Praveen. Praveen, is it fine now? Yeah, please re-log in if you have any issues. Done. So I created the table. Let me quickly insert some data in this particular table. I'll just say insert into the table name is what tst underscore emp. Okay, well, so you can see here wantedly I gave one field as integer, another field as int. Both are supported. Okay, so I can give any of them. So I'll just give the data here. One, okay, Raju 1. Let me give some salary here, 10,000. I'm inserting some data here. I'll give the employee number is what employee ID is what primary key field. So 3, I'll say this is 4, then I'll say 5, 6. Yeah, for others, is it audible?
Yes,
Hello?
it's audible.
Audible, right? Okay, fine. Okay, done. So I'll insert some data here. Let me give this as Raju 3 only again. Done. And here let me give the department numbers 20, 30. This I'll give 20 again. And let me give this as 30. And let me give this as wantedly as 40. And then let me give this as 30 and not 10. I'll give different salaries. I'll give 2000. Let me give 1100. I'll give 1500. Then let me give something 7000. Then I'll give something 4500. Done. Then I'll give something 8000. Then let me give 2400. Then I'll give this as something 4350, something, some values. Then let me give this as again 2000. Then I'll give this also as again what, 2000. So I'm inserting some data here. Insert into table name, values so and so. Okay, this is the data I maintained. Let me execute. Praveen, is it audible now?
Yeah, yeah, yes, Sridhar, yes. I
Okay.
relog in. Yeah,
Yeah, fine.
it's okay.
It is still executing. Yeah, all the records are what created. So if you observe the data here, when I say open content, I got some 11 records. So one of the name is repeating. Raju 3 is there here for employee number 3, and Raju 3 is there for what? Employee number 11. Okay, and we have 4 different departments, and these are the salaries I will find. So based on this table, let me discuss the rest of the things. So first, as usual, I'll just say select star from what is the table name here, tst underscore emp, tst underscore emp. So when I say, you'll get what, all the records. So when I say fit, I got all the records. Okay, I got all the records. Now I'll say, here I'll say order by. Okay, I'm trying to use a class called as what, order by. I'll say order by what salary. So I want to list out the employee details based on what, ascending order of what salary. By default, what is the purpose of order by statement? Just like ABAP, it is used for sorting the data in an order. But if you don't mention the order, by default it is what, ascending order. So it is going to sort the data based on salary column here in ascending order. So when I say F8, I'll get the result in the ascending order of what, salaries. You can see 1000, 1100, 1500. Done. So I got it in the ascending order of the what, salary. Now I'll say here, let me say I want to sort it by descending order. So I'll say order by salary, descending. Order by salary descending. So when I say F8, you'll get it in what, descending order of what, salary. Okay, so if you don't mention any order, okay, it is going to what, sort on what, ascending order. Now I'm getting in what, descending order, same as what normal ABAP open SQL statement. Now I'll say, select, let me say what, select, yeah, emp id. Let me get only few fields. Emp id, let me get department number, and let me also get salary from I'm not getting the other field like employee name, tst underscore emp. Now I'll say order by 2, order by 2. So I don't know whether this syntax is supported in our ABAP OpenSQL or not. I'm not sure. So here I'm saying what order by 2. So what this 2 will indicate here? It will indicate the second column in the select list. It will indicate the second column in the select list. What is the second column here? Department number. So I should get the data in what? Sorted order of what? Department number in ascending order. Okay, so let me say this. I'll say F8. Yeah, you can see now I got all the department numbers 10 first, then I got 20, then I got 30, and then I got what? 40. Okay, so this is second indicates what is the second field mentioned in the select list. Okay, I can have multiple order by fields. Okay, multiple order by fields. Suppose here I'll say order by, so I'm giving 3 columns here. Okay, here I'll say order by. Okay, let me give employee name also for our convenience. Okay, order by, I'll say what? Employee name comma what? Salary. Employee name comma salary. So I can have multiple order by fields. So when I say F8, yeah, you can observe here. You can observe this. I gave order by e-name and what? Salary. So if you observe this, Raju 3 is there. We are getting both the Rajus. What is the first salary I got? 1100. Means first it is going to sort based on the first order by field. What is the first order by field here? Employee name. If you have the same values, if you have the same values, it will consider what? The second column, second order by field. What is the second order by field there? Salary. So I got it in what? This. So I can have multiple order by fields. Now I'll say, okay, so if you see the result here, since Raju 3 is there twice, first I got 1100, then I got what? 2000. So what is the meaning? It is sorting in what? Ascending order of employee name and ascending order of what? Salary. So if you don't mention the order, by default it is what? Ascending order. Now I'll say, here I'll say what? Descending. So what happens here? Ascending order of employee name and descending order of what? Salary. So before I execute this, once again focus. Raju 3 first is 1100, next Raju 3 got 2000. This is earlier. Now when I execute, done. So if you observe this Raju 3, first I got 2000, then I got what? 1100. Okay, so if you don't mention the order here, this is ascending and this is what? Descending. If you want both as descending, here also you have to mention what? Descending. Okay, that anyhow we know. Okay, okay. Now I can also use expressions in our select query when you are using the order by class. Means suppose here I'll say select what? I'll say employee name, select employee name comma what else? Let us take salary. Okay, then I want to do some calculation kind of thing. So I'll say salary into some percentage. I'll give 1.5, salary into 1.5. Okay, oh sorry, salary into 1.5, as I have to give some alias name for this. Okay, so I'll just give the alias name as something Ike salary. Ike salary from what? From tst underscore emp, from tst underscore emp. Select ename salary into so and so as Ike salary from tst underscore emp. Done. Where I'll say, okay, so try to understand where what? Salary into, where salary into 1.5, okay, is greater than what? 5000, greater than 5000. Then I'll say here order by what is that new column I constructed? Ike salary. Ike salary. Okay, let me put it as what? Descending order. So what I'm doing, what I'm trying to share is I'm using the order by class. I can also use the expression something like this. Okay, So this is a new column which I constructed in the select query, and the alias for that is what, Ike salary, and I am giving some where class. I want to display only those records whose salary into 1.5 is greater than what, 5,000. Then order by what, the newly constructed column, and I want it in what, descending order. So when I save it, yeah, I got only what, those records. I got only those records, yeah, whose salary is what, greater than what, 5,000, whose salary is constructed salary is greater than 5,000. Done, working fine. Okay, so like this we can use what, expressions whenever you're using the order by class in the select query. Then we have some what, group functions. We have some group function, not group function, aggregate functions. So I'll say select, select sum of. We already know all these things in ABAP, but just trying to refresh here. Select sum of what, salary from the table name tst underscore emp. Okay, tst underscore emp. Here I'll say group by what, department number, group by department number. Okay, so we have three records in department number, some three records in 20, three records in 30, and one record in 40. So what I am trying to do is, I want to find the sum of salaries department wise, sum of salaries department wise. So when I execute this and save it, yeah, I got it, 14,900, 9,000, so and so. But again, I don't understand which salary is related to which department. So mention that field name here. Here I'll say select what is the other column, department number, comma sum of salary, so and so. So when I say fit, yeah, I got it. Okay, so in department number 10 the sum of salaries is so and so, in 20 so and so, like that. Done. Okay, so like that we can use what, other aggregate functions like sum, max, min, average, and count. We have five aggregate functions: sum, max, min, average, and what, count. And group by class, what it will do, it is going to form the subsets of the rows. Group by class is going to form the subsets of the rows based on the column. We generally use group by class whenever we use what, aggregate functions. Okay, whenever we use aggregate functions. Okay, done. What else we can do here? Yeah, here I can do one more thing here. I can use, yeah, just try to understand here. So if you see the result of this, I got four records. Okay, now what I want is, I want to show only those records. Here it has displayed four records. I want to show only those records whose salary, whose sum of salary is what? Whose sum of salary is greater than 8,000. So only two records satisfy that particular condition. So I'll say, here I'll say select same thing. Okay, I'll say here group by department number. I'll try to say where, try to understand. Generally to give the condition, we use what? Where class. So I'll say where sum of what? Sum of salary is greater than what? 8,000. Let's see what happens. Okay. So my expectation is what? I will get two records. I'll get two records, 10 and 20. Okay. So when I try to execute this, good, I got an error. Incorrect syntax near what? Where class. So I cannot use where class with what? Aggregate functions. With aggregate functions I cannot use what? Where class. So this will give me what? Error. So what is the change I'll do here? Select department number, sum of salaries, so and so, group by department number. Instead of where class, I'll try to use what? Having class. Okay, so remember, we cannot use aggregate functions in the what? Where class. So I'll say having class now. So when I execute, yeah, I got what? Two records. I got two records in ascending order. If you want descending order, and as part of this, I can use order by class also. So here I'll say having sum of so and so, I'll say order by department number in descending order. Okay, so when I execute this, when I save it, yeah, I got in descending order of a department number. Okay, so this is about what order by class, group by class, and having class. I'll just summarize. Order by class is used for what? Returning the data in what? Sorted order. By default, the sorting order is what? Ascending order. If you want descending order, we have to use the addition what? DESC. Okay. And then group by class is used for what? Forming the subsets of the rows based on a column. We generally use group by class whenever we use aggregate functions in the select query. We have 5 different aggregate functions: max, min, average, sum, and what? Count. Then we have another class called as what? Having class. We use having class whenever you want to provide conditions, using what? Aggregate functions. I cannot use where class, okay, for giving conditions on what? Aggregate function. So we have to use what? Having class. Done. Okay. Now, so this is about order by, group by, and what? Having class. Now let us understand the difference between truncate statement, delete statement, and what else? Drop statement. Okay. Truncate, delete, and drop statement. So let me go to the entries. So this is the data available now. We have what? 11 records. So we have a statement called as delete. Already we know in our ABAP also. Delete is used for what? Deleting the data from the table. Whenever we use the delete statement without the where class, if you use a delete statement without the where class, all the records will be deleted. If you want to delete specific records based on a condition, okay, based on the condition, we will go for what? Delete with what? Where class. Okay, and in order to delete the records, I can also use truncate statement. Okay, so the difference between truncate and delete is delete can be used for deleting either all the records or specific records based on the condition, whereas truncate will always delete what? All the records. Truncate will always delete what? All the records. Another major difference is the records which are deleted, by using what? Delete statement can be rolled back if they are not saved earlier. Okay, if they are not committed permanently earlier. But whereas if you delete the records by using truncate statement, we cannot roll back them. Okay, so let me quickly show you that. So first let me use what? A delete statement. So I'll use the delete statement here. Yeah, before, okay, done. So here I'll say, yeah, quickly let me issue the data. Select star from what? TST underscore EMP. When I execute, I got all the records done. This anyway we know. Now, okay, what I'll do is let me delete the records. Whose salary is what? Greater than or equal to 7,000. Whose salary is greater than or equal to 7,000. So how many records satisfy that condition? Two records. Employee ID 5 and employee ID 7. Okay, so those two records gets what? Deleted. So I'll say, just try to understand. Here I'll say, yeah, before this I'll say commit. Okay, just try to understand. Commit is used for what? Saving all the changes which you have done so far. Commit statement will save the changes permanently in the database which you have performed so far. It will save the changes permanently in the database which you have done so far in the current session. Okay, so let me use commit here, so that anyhow select doesn't come under data manipulation statement. We have done the insert, so those things will be what? Saved permanently. So let me say, let me execute this. Yeah, commit got executed. Whatever you have done so far will be saved permanently in the database. So done. Now I'll say delete from delete from, what is the table? TST underscore EMP. What is the condition here? Where salary is greater than or equal to what? 7,000. So depending on this condition, two records should get deleted: employee ID 5 and what? Employee ID 7. So if you go back and check here, this is actual table. Let me refresh first. We have 11 records so far. Employee ID 5 is what? 7,000. Employee ID 7 is what? 8,000. These two records should be what? Deleted. So let me say F8. Okay, so you can see here rows affected is what? 2. Rows affected is 2 records are affected. Done. Now what I'll do is, okay, if you go back there, if I refresh, done. I'm having only what? 9 records. So employee ID 5 and employee ID 7 got what? Deleted. So now what I'll do is, just now I told if the records are deleted by using the delete statement, we can roll back it. So I'll say rollback. Try to understand. I'll say rollback. So what the rollback will do, it will cancel all the changes which you have done earlier after you have saved the changes. Okay. So here commit is done. So it will save the changes permanently. So I cannot roll back these things. I cannot roll back these things now. Now I am saying rollback. So after commit, I used only one delete statement, which I deleted 2 record. So when I execute rollback, what is the expectation? It has to get back me these 2 records. So if you refresh here before I executed rollback, we have only what? 9 records. So when I execute rollback, I should get back what? 2 more records. I should get 11 records. So when I execute, when I say F8, okay, so successfully what? Executed. Done. Now, so what is the understanding here? This statement execution should get cancelled. So I should get back those 2 records. So if I go to this, when I refresh, no, still we are having what? 9 record. Still we have what? 9 record. So but so what is the meaning? Rollback is not working. Rollback should cancel the changes which are not saved earlier. It should cancel the changes which are not saved earlier. So delete should get cancelled. So I should get back that 2 more records. So overall record should be 11 records. But I am having only what? 9 records. So the reason for this is, why the rollback is not working is, might be uh, in this system there is an auto commit concept. Okay, auto commit might be set to what? On. Auto commit on means, you need not explicitly commit, you need not explicitly save the changes. They are committed what? Automatically. Somewhere we can control their property. So what I'll do now is, see here, yeah, here I'll say okay, yeah, here somewhere here in the Windows show view, yeah, you can Windows show view, we have what? Properties. Okay, window show view, we use this navigation for switching to different perspectives. So I'm going for what? Show view, properties. Yes, you can see here, for this session auto commit is what? On. Auto commit is on. Okay, let me check whether I'm having the permission to set it to off. Auto commit is on. So somewhere here, yeah. Okay, I'm having a drop down here. I'll just click on this. I'll set it to what? Off. Done. Okay, so I'm setting it to what? Off. Done. Right. So I'm setting it to off now. So now, before executing this, let me go back here. We have how many records here? 9 records are there. Now, let me try to delete the records. Whose salary is greater than or equal to 4,000. Yeah, how many records satisfy that condition? 2 records. This one and this one will be what? Satisfied. Yeah, employee number 6 and employee number 9. So I'll try to delete now. Now auto commit is what? Off. So I'll say greater than equal to 4000. Done. So when I execute this F8, yeah, rows affected is what? Two records are what? Affected. Now if you go back to the table, if I refresh, what happened? Why it is not deleted? Rows affected is 2 now. Then why it is not okay? Why it is not deleted? Let me go back to the window, show view, properties. Okay. I'll choose off here. I'll press center. Done. But it is showing deleted two records. Why is not affected then? Okay, let me re-execute this. I'm re-executing this. F8. Rows affected is 0. Why it is not? Let me say select star here. Select star from tst underscore emp. F8. Yeah, now it is deleted. Good. Okay, it has deleted those two records. I did not refreshing here. I don't know. Might be this is another session. It is not showing there. Okay, done. So it is showing here. We have only got 7 records. Now I said auto commit is off now. So I'll say rollback. I'll say rollback. So what happens here? This delete statement will be what? Cancelled. So I should get back those two records. So let me say rollback. I'll say F8. Done. Now let me query that. I should get back those two more records. So when I say F8, done. So I got back those two records. Understood? Earlier I had only 7 records. Now we got what? 2 records. So that is the meaning of what? Auto commit. By default it is set to what? On for that session. I switched it off. How do you do it? By going to Windows, Show View. What is this? The properties. You can control that. Auto commit is off. So let me switch it back. Default setting is what? On. Let me set it to on. Okay, so it is saying that you want to roll back the correction and change connection properties. Yes, also okay, done. Right, so this is the meaning of what? Rollback and what? Commit. Now I'll say, so auto commit is what now? On. Right, so now I'll say, if I say truncate, yeah, I'll use the truncate at the end. So what is the syntax of truncate? Truncate, or else let me truncate the other table. We have another table like e underscore department underscore copy. So if I open the content, yes, we have some 18 records in this. Let me try to truncate the table. So how do you do it? Truncate table. What is the table name? E underscore department underscore what? Copy. Okay, so what this truncate will do? It will delete all the records from the table. Okay, so when I say F8, okay, it might have truncated. Let me go and check the table. I'll right click on this. I'll say open content. Okay, so see here, earlier we have 18 records. Now all the records got what? Deleted. So what is the difference between delete and truncate? Delete can be used, just hold on please. Yeah, so the difference between delete and truncate is what? Delete can be used for deleting either all the records or what? Some specific records based on the condition. whereas truncate can be used to delete all the records at a time. Another major difference is what the records which are deleted by using the delete statement can be rolled back if they are not saved permanently in the database. Okay, can be rolled back. But truncate comes under what? DDL. So it will be auto commit. So all the record deleted by using truncate will be deleted what permanently. Another major difference is what? In case of delete, if you delete the records by using delete statement, it will only delete the record but doesn't free the space of that record. But whereas in case of truncate, it deletes all the records as well as it will free up the space which got allocated for those records. That is a major difference between delete and what? Truncate. Any questions? And already we know we have drop table. What is the table name? E underscore department underscore copy. So what the truncate will do? Truncate will only delete the data of the table. It doesn't delete the structure of the table. Whereas drop, it will delete the data if available, as well as it will delete the structure of the table. So when I say F5, F8, it might got deleted. So now if I refresh this, that particular table will not be available. That is the purpose of a drop statement. Difference between delete, truncate and drop. Any questions, please ask me. Difference between these three. One second. Yeah, done. So there is
Hello.
a hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Devishish, tell me.
Sir, drop keyword is used for only for the constraint to delete the constraint or delete for the table also.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Devishish?
Sir, one second. Hello.
Yeah, tell me now.
Sir, drop keyword is used for to delete for the constraint name the foreign key the relationship to delete the constraint. But is
No,
it
no, no.
possible to create the
Drop can be used for deleting any database objects, not only table.
okay
I can drop a procedure, I can drop a view, I can drop a sequence, anything I can drop.
okay
Constraints also you can drop. Alter table
okay
name, drop
yes
constraint name. But if you want to drop a constraint, you have to use it with the combination of alter statement. Alter table name, drop constraint name. Is it clear, Devashish?
okay sir. Yes sir yes sir.
Yeah. One second, I'm having a power fluctuation. Just hold on, please. Yeah. Done. So that is the difference between what this thing. So if you observe this native HANA development, try to understand. We discussed about what triggers. We discussed about tables. We discussed about sequences, procedures, functions. Okay. Now let me go for what views. Yeah. So same as what our ABAP only. What is a view? A view is a virtual table which is created on top of one or more tables. Okay. View doesn't hold the data physically. View holds the data only in the runtime. So what is the purpose of a view? We generally to implement the view, we generally create the database view for security measures, in the sense for hiding the original table name, for hiding the original column names, for restricting the table data access, we go for what? Views. So I repeat once again, a view is a virtual table which doesn't exist physically, and it is can be created on top of one or more tables. By using views, by creating the database views, we can implement the security measures like what? We can hide the original table name, we can hide the column names, we can restrict the table data access. Okay, and apart from that, if you create the views on top of multiple tables by using joins, we can use that views in the select queries without using explicitly joins in the select queries. While creating the views itself on multiple tables, we can relate the tables by using join condition, and we can use that views in the select queries so that we can avoid explicit usage of join statement in the select queries. Okay, so let me again, we have different views here. We have database views, we have what, uh, views related to modeling, and then we have what, CDS views. So what exactly the difference we'll understand in the coming classes. Whatever we are discussing now is what, the views which are directly created at the database level, database views. Okay, so one second, please. Yeah, so let me create the view on this table only. Let me take my same table. What is the table I just now created? TST underscore what, EMP is my table. So this is a table available. Done. Now on top of this table, I want to create a view. So I can create the view either by using UI or by using what, SQL statement. So first let me go for what, UI. So I'll say create a view. Create a view. I'll give the view name as something emp underscore view one, something emp underscore view one. Okay, as select. Okay, create a view name as select. My original table contains how many columns? 4 columns. So I don't want to give access to what, my salary column. So I'll say as select, I'll say emp id, and I'll say what, ename, then I'll say what, department number. Okay, from my base table. What is the base table here? TST underscore what, EMP. So this is my view which I'm trying to create. So when I say F8, the view would be created. So if you come to this views folder, we have a view called as what, EMP underscore view one, EMP underscore view one. If I open the definition, okay, this is my view available. Okay, this is my view available. What is the statement behind that? This is a statement behind that, create view so and so. Okay, okay, done. So you can see here, I created the view. What are the column names in my view? EMPID, ename, and department number. Okay, these are same as that of what, table column names. And my table level also, the column names are same. In my view level also, the column names are what, same. I want to give different names. So what I can do here, see, here only I'll say create view. Let me go for new view. I'll say create view emp underscore what, view 2. Okay, while creating this view, okay, what are my original table column names? EMP id. I don't want to expose it as EMP id. I want to give it as what, EMP number. Then we have ename. So I want to expose this as what, employee name. Then department number. So I'll say this as what, something D number. So I'm changing my column names at what, view level. So this is a new view I'm trying to create. If you don't mention this what labels here, the column names of the view and table would be what, same. So when I say F8, the view would be what, created. So if you refresh here, emp underscore view 2 got created. If I open the definition, yes, we are having what, EMP number, employee name, and what, D number. So I am adding my original column name. I am adding my original column name. Okay, let me create another view. I'll create another view. Okay, there are two views are created now, view 1 and what, view 2. So here if you observe, before that let me go to the table. In my table, how many records are there? Let me just execute this. I'll just select star from, what is my table name, tst underscore what, emp. How many records are there in this table? We are getting what, 9 records. We have what, 9 records. Now I'll say select star from, what is my first view I created, emp underscore view 1, emp underscore view 1. So when I execute this, when I say F8, done, I got all the 9 records. So the entire table data is what, accessible at what, view level also. Similarly, I'll say emp underscore what, view 2, emp underscore view 2. So when I query from the view also, at the background what happens, it will execute the, it will get the data from the base table. So here also we have what, 9 records. So in both these cases, entire table data access, entire table data access is given to what, my view. I want to restrict that. I want to give access to only those records whose salary is what, greater than 3000. Okay, I don't know how many are there. So what I'll do, let me create a new view. I'll say create a view, view name, let me give it as emp view 3. Okay, as select, I don't know to expose the salary. So here I'll say where salary is greater than or equal to what, 3000. Okay, so I want to give access to only those records whose salary is what, greater than or equal to 3000. Okay, so when I say F8, the view got created. Okay, so let me refresh here. The view got created. Now if you query the data now, emp underscore what, view 3. So earlier we had 9 records in both the views. So when I say F8 now, yeah, I'm having only 2 records. Might be only these are the 2 records, employee number 6 and what, employee number 9, whose salary is what, greater than or equal to what, 3000. If you want, you can check it from the table. So when I execute this, yes, only there are 2 records. Employee number 6 is 4500, employee number 9 is 4350. Only the 2 records are there which satisfies this particular condition. Okay, so what is the meaning here? This database view, whatever I created so far, supports both projection and what, selection. Supports both projection and selection. What do you mean by projection? Projection means what? Selecting only required fields. My original table has got 5 fields. When I'm creating the view, I'm giving access only for 3 fields. This process is called as projection. And while creating the view, if you mention any where class, that is called as selection. So database view supports both projection as well as what, selection. Both projection as well as selection. Now let me check whether I can create the view, by using UI. Okay, so I'll go to what, views. Okay, in my schema only, I'll right click on this. I'll say new view, done. Yeah, it is asking the view name. It is asking the view name. I'll give the view name as emp underscore view 4. The view name is emp underscore view 4. And here the views are created on top of what, the table. So I need to create, I need to associate the one or more table. So I'll right click on this empty space. I'll right click on the empty pane. Right click on the empty pane. Then I'll say insert what, tables. Okay, or somewhere you'll have the option here also. Yeah, you can see here we have what, insert. Anything is fine. Okay, so right click on this. Let's say insert tables. Right. So yeah, good. Okay, on which table you want to create that? I want to create the view on our tst underscore view, which is part of which schema, gens of SQL. So I'll just select the thing here. I'll go forward, gens of SQL. Where is it? Gens of SQL, done. What is the table name? There are many tables here. Let me show the table starting with TS. What happened? One second. It got stuck. Just hold on. It got stuck. Just hold on, please.
So either we can expose these views to the ABAP, right? ABAP plus.
No, okay, we can expose, but in the form of procedure. I can use it inside the procedures. I can do it. Not these views. Going forward, we'll create modeling views, attribute view, analytical view, calculation. Those things I can expose. Okay,
But
this
here, I think while creating itself, if you put it in Syspeak, so will that help to have
no,
the external view?
I try external view. Yes, we can create, but not on these database views.
Oh,
External views I can create on top of that model views. Like we need to create attribute view, analytical view, and calculation view. On top of that, we need to create the external view so that it sits in the ABAP dictionary that we can consume from what ABAP reports.
but still, these I have not seen these uh, folder. It is asking for the delivery unit, the package ID, something like that. So how do we move these to the next, quality server? Like, do we need to export, import these tables?
No, 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 no. Just wait for 3 4 days, Praveen. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll discuss the
Mhm.
transport management. Okay, so again, there's a different discussion for that. Okay, we need to assign that object manually to the delivery unit, then we need to do the import and export
Oh, okay. So we need to do it manually to the, okay.
manually. Yes, yes. Okay,
Because while creating a package, we are seeing the delivery unit, but while creating these custom objects, we
correct.
are not seeing the
It will
delivery
not
unit,
ask.
right? So
So just like if you take our ABAP environment, when you're doing the LS and W settings, also it will not ask for any package or
exactly.
request. So there you will assign
Correct.
manually. Here also the same thing.
Okay, there will export and they directly will import in the quality and
Correct. The
development
form of
of
files.
production.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All this, okay, got it.
Anyhow, we'll discuss it. Okay. What is the schema name? Gensoft SQL. Let's show that. Why it is not showing? Again, it got stuck. Hmm. Yeah. TST underscore EMP. I'll choose done. You can see here it is showing me this particular layout. Okay, so it is listing out all the columns of my table, but I want to give access only to what employee number and what employee number and salary, and that also salaries whose salary is what greater than what some 3000. So what I'll do here, these are the columns at what table level. So I'll just click on this emp id. Okay, if I right click and click on select, if I right click and click on select column, you can see here below, right? Synonym means what is the alternative name you want to give for this emp id. Okay, we want to visible. Yes, I want it visible at the what visible at what level, view level. Okay, and this sorted order done. Then I want what salary also. I'll right click on this, select, I'll say done. Okay, and I don't want all the records, so what I'll do, I'll say greater than. predicate means condition here. I'll say greater than what, 3000. Okay, greater than 3000. And if you say employee name here, let me select this also. Okay, by default is visible is what, yes. I'll make it as what, no. Then for department number, I'll say select this also, I'll make it as what, no. So I'm exposing only what, two columns in that also, whose salary is what, greater than what, 3000. Okay, so let me try to click on execute here. And created, yes. View got what, created. Emp underscore view 4 has got successfully created. So I'm creating it by using what, UI. Then let me try to, how do you query the data? I can right click on the view and say open content, or I can use a select statement. So when I say open content, yeah, it is showing only what, two columns whose that also whose salary is greater than what, 3000. So like this, we can create the views by using what, UI also. As of now, we are creating the views only on what, a single table. Tomorrow what I'll do is, before we discuss how to create the view on multiple tables, we should discuss about joints. We have around 4 to 5 types of joints. If you take our ABAP environment, we have only what, two joints. Okay, we have what, inner join and what, left outer join, but we have what, more than that. Okay, so first tomorrow what I'll do is, I'll discuss these types of joints. Okay, after discussing these types of joints, I'll go for what, creating the views on what, multiple tables. Okay, so we have different types of joins here. Okay, we have inner join, we have left outer join, we have right outer join, we have full outer join. Okay, we have spatial join. Like this, we have many types of joints. So first we'll understand the difference between all those joints, then we'll create the views on top of those joints, then I'll use the joints in the select queries. So agenda is what, in the next 2 3 days I'll complete of all these database objects. Once we are done with these database objects, we are done with what, native development. Then we'll go for other things like reporting, CDS views, AMDP, and transport management, all those things. Okay, so I'll stop for today. If you have any questions for today, please ask.
Tomorrow is Holi, so
The problem is
hello.
in our Hyderabad, today is all day. Today is only. Anyhow, it's online only, na. So you have any issues?
Saturday I'm going to.
Okay. So we'll do one thing then. We'll do one thing. Anyhow, most of you, I know you have not started practice and not practice completely. So if you want, I can take break tomorrow. I'll take other sessions. Okay. We can continue this rest of the part from next week. That is on Monday. If it is fine with everyone. Tomorrow only in Odisha. अच्छा आपको भी कल ही है क्या? Okay. You are in Orissa now, Samir? Okay, okay. Fine. So do one thing. Utilize this 2 3 days for practice. We'll have our next ANA session on what, Monday. But Debashish, oops.
Yes.
How about oops then? Oops, I need to take tomorrow because today I have not taken oops. You are attending
Okay.
oops also now. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I'll share that recording. Even if you miss that oops session, I'll share that recording. Okay.
Okay.
So this
Okay,
ANA
sir.
session again will have it on what, Monday. Okay.
Okay.
So practice all this thing. I'll try to share these recordings by end of today. The last 2 3
Okay.
sessions, I'll share it today.
और सर और तेजी रिकॉर्डिंग का जो हाना का रिकॉर्डिंग है था क्लास होने के बाद एक डेढ़ महीना हम लोग का सर वहां पर रिटर्न करना नहीं क्योंकि सर क्या है कि ऑफिस के टाइम में उसके बाद हम लोग थोड़ा भी प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो मतलब क्लास होने की मतलब ये क्लास कंप्लीट होने के बाद हम लोग थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करना चाहता हूँ सर जो एक क्लास खाना का कंप्लीट होने के बाद एक महीना मिनिमम सर एक महीना वहां पर रिटर्न होना चाहिए क्योंकि अब थोड़ा सा
No,
रिवाइज करके हम लोग प्रैक्टिस कर
no
सकते हैं
problem. See, I can put it for 6 months also, yaar. But na, it should be on trust base. समझ गया ना? Knowledge is for sharing.
हाँ
I don't have any problem.
ना सर नहीं नहीं सर मेरे को मैं किसी को शेयर नहीं करूंगा
I'm
मैं
not telling
क्या
to
ये
you.
भी है मेरे पास
I'm not telling to you. I'm telling it generally, globally.
हम्म,
Okay, it's a general tendency that we'll share it with our friends, or we can share it. Okay, we can share it, but the problem is you are paying the money, you take the advantage. Anyhow, batch to batch, I'll change everything. Okay, so I'm confident on myself. I'll change the contents, I'll change the syllabus, I'll change the flow, everything I'll change. Okay, but thing is, don't increase competition for you people. Okay, so it's a new technology. So
Mhm.
you be ready with the technology so that if any opportunity comes, you are the first one who has to grab that opportunity. Okay, so don't increase opportunities for yourself. Don't worry about the recordings. Okay, I'll keep it as long as possible. Okay,
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
yeah, right. So next class, we'll have it on Monday. Is it fine to everyone?
Yeah. Yes, that's fine.
Okay. So then, so minding off, we'll have it on Monday. Utilize these 3 days for practice. Then.